Hey ho people, it's Stylosa, and this is the first of many Android game reviews. Now specifically the game's going to be played on the Nexus 7, so good lord, Nexus 7 Android game reviews, we love it. The very first game I picked up as soon as I got my tablet was GTA 3, because I mean, for God's sake, GTA 3, what? And I was a bit sceptical. I'm like, well okay, GTA 3, this is probably just going to be like a really bad port, it's not really going to work too well. Yeah, however I was quite pleasantly surprised. But before I go into that, you can watch me driving around all clueless and like I'm because this is basically the first time I've got into the car, and I'm quite bad as far as the driving skills go. But I will explain that a bit later. Anyway, so according to Rockstar, the game has been, well, they say it's visually stunning, updated graphics, character and vehicle models. Now, I'm not too sure about that because this looks very familiar to what GTA 3 actually looked like anyway. Now, when you compare this to some of the other Tegra 3 games, especially from the NVIDIA Zone, which is an app you can get which allows you to download all the games with the crazy fancy graphics for the Tegra 3 chipset, they look a lot better. You know, they have like advanced, you know, particle effects and all stuff like that. This doesn't. But this is a port. Now, it's a great port. It really is. It's crazy. I mean, let's go over the car handling. So, at this point, I really am quite bad. And I think I've played in total, I've probably played the game for around about 30 minutes, and I felt myself getting a hell of a lot better at controlling the cars. I mean, you can see, I just drove straight into the wall, and that's terrible. With my fingers on the left and right, on the left hand side, like so, you know, obviously I press the left hand arrow, it makes me go to the left, the right makes me go to the right. I gradually worked out that if I tap them, it works a lot better than just slipping my finger from the left to the right, almost sliding it. That doesn't seem to work as well. Actually tapping makes quite a big difference as far as the handling goes anyway. So on the right hand side of the screen you've got the accelerator pedal. So what I've just pressed there is the brake and reverse, so you know it's both functions in one. You hold it down, you brake, and obviously you start reversing. Above the reverse pedal is a bullet, which is for drive-bys. It's GTA 3, there's a load of drive-bys. What would you expect? Above the accelerator there's the handbrake, so you can do like handbrake turns, although I wouldn't really advise that until you're some kind of professional at the game. I'm not a professional. This is a prostitute, and this is me beating the shit out of one because it's GTA 3, that's what you do. Although she's biting me back there, that's quite bad. Although I'll teach her a lesson, I'll teach her a goddamn lesson. I'm kicking her right in the you-know-what, and now she seems to be bleeding from it. That's probably quite painful, oh dear. So, in terms of actually, you know, when you're playing on foot, it's quite decent. Now, I thought this would be where the game would fail, you know, really hard, because, you know, how the hell are you supposed to know where you're going? But the camera is actually fixed in a position which is quite nice. You know, you see how it changes when you go into certain areas. So you still, you know, you can still see what's going on around you. Because what tended to happen with me, especially when I'm playing first-person shooter games and things like that on the Nexus 7, is I'm looking at the floor all the time, and they're really hard to control, and like I've got no sense of what the hell is going on around me. But this seems to have cured that quite well. So I'm driving around in this van and I'm like, I've turned Flashback FM on because, good lord, you get all the radio stations, which is a nice touch, and they bring back some good memories of GTA 3. Anyway, I noticed the big auto sign and it brought back more memories. What the hell is hidden inside that garage? You know it, there's a Banshee in there, and I need that in my life because it's like the super sports car. So yeah, I tried to punch the glass, it just didn't really work. So you can see I'm holding down the run button, which, you know, he ran out of breath then, he was tired. The other button next to it is jump, if you want to jump over obstacles and whatever. The circle on the left hand side of the screen actually appears anywhere you put your finger down, you know, so like if you want it right in the corner, you can have it right in the corner. It's almost like an analog stick for movement. So I'll drive this van anyway, straight through there, love it. Or pickup truck. Get into the Banshee because it's the best. Although it's really powerful and it was a little bit difficult to control, but I'm not that bad. Like, I've got better by this point, marginally better. Anyway, first thing we've got to do is change the radio. Good lord. Now this does have support as well for certain USB controllers, which it probably would be a hell of a lot better with the controller. But as far as the on-screen controls go, they're quite good. I mean, they seem to work quite well. I mean, the other two buttons I haven't gone over up until now. Obviously, the door icon above the handbrake, so above the tyre marks, that just gets you into a car or gets you out of a car. And the one above that's a horn. Simple. Now this is surprisingly cheap as well. It's only £3.19 in the UK. Now that is very cheap for, you know, the amount of content you're going to get here, which is like loads and loads of content. GTA 3, hours and hours and hours of mad fun. Hours and hours, I tell you. So I'm supposed to be picking up a prostitute anyway for Luigi, and I'm a bit lost. That was close. I almost hit the back of that dumper truck. That would have probably wiped me out. Flashback is the best radio station as well, by a mile. Yeah, that's it. Go down there and get the prostitute from the clinic. I wonder why she's been to the clinic. Don't mess with Luigi's girls. Oh yeah. Hi, I'm Misty. So, I mean, what I was going to say, I am quite pleasantly surprised at this. I thought this would be a terrible port, you know, a really bad, terrible port, but it's not. This is something I could see myself playing. And also, guys, please, by all means, comment below on the format this has been done in, because what I've tried to do is capture as much of the game as possible, so you can actually see my you know, fingers interacting with it, so you can see how it plays. But yeah, I'd like feedback. I'd like to know whether you like this or not. Would you like to see more? You're going to see more anyway, so that's irrelevant, because there's loads of games. I mean, Rockstar have released Max Payne as well, so I'd like to take a look at that. I'm a bit sceptical as to how that's actually going to work. Although I was sceptical with GTA 3, and this has proved that it actually works quite well. So there you go, people up in Stylosa. So this has been a look at GTA 3 on the Android platform running on the Nexus 7. And I'll catch you next time, people. Toodaloo.